historic Colonial. What a shootout we're going to have today, and you've seen it already with action like this. Harris English at the first hole knocks it in for an eagle. Ryan Palmer began the day one back of 54-hole leader Jordan Spieth, and that's a birdie at the second that backed up a birdie at the first. Meanwhile, Spieth to this point, 6 holes, 6 pars, not a single birdie, and his lead has been surrendered now to Ryan Palmer. And here's English just a moment ago to join Palmer at the top, and 2 are tied. English with that electrifying start, the hole out, the eagle at 1, and now just a moment ago that birdie at the 7th ties Ryan Palmer, a member at Colonial. Ryan Palmer shares the lead here. Spieth is 1 back with Webb Simpson and Rifers. Final round coming up on CBS.
Patrick Reed at the 9th, looking for birdie, would be 1 of 3 before the turn. Currently 2 under, looking at 13.5 feet. Just drifted offline. So Reed trying to make the turn in 3 under and get to 10 in total. He's going to have to live with a par putt here. He wanted that one, you could tell. So he takes the 4, and he's at 2 under, heading to 10. And we'll see if he can get things going again on the back 9. This is the tee at 8. Martin Pillar. Pillar suffering bogey at 7. Gave the shot back that he picked up at 6. And this one on the left side of the green. So from there, Pillar looking at 28 feet for a birdie try. This is Lahiri for par at 9. And Lahiri saving things nicely from the greenside bunker. He's up and in. So a nice scrambling save. Lahiri remaining within 3 of the lead. Although we'll see what English's putt looks like coming up at the 8th. Historic Colonial Country Club with 2 players leading at 13 under, looking to be first-time winners here. Webb Simpson just 1 off the lead in a 3-way tie for 3rd. Let's get to his play.
Now let's go live out to Webb Simpson at the 7th hole. He's got a putt here for birdie. He's 1 off the lead, so he can make it a 3-way tie. Jim Nance, Sir Nick Faldo, the CBS golf team returning here to Colonial, as we've been so proud to be a part of it, this broadcast network, for decades. So Simpson, there he is, just 1 back with Spieth and Rifers. Start looking at names like Duffner and Kuchar. Kuchar shot 63 yesterday. They're 5 off the lead. And the question is, will Jordan Spieth get on track here? You don't, on a day like this, you got to pounce on those first couple of holes. That first hole that English made the eagle is one that you're walking away very disappointed if you make anything higher than a 4. And then the second hole is another birdie opportunity. Palmer took advantage of both of them. Jordan did not, but here he is looking for that silky stroke to convert at the 7th. Nick just at this point is not being critical of even par performance through 7 holes, but it's been not producing any drama, any excitement, any results for him so far.
Yeah, a little flat right now, and it's very difficult to make birdies from long range, which is what he's so good at. You know, outside 20 feet. I've just gone through the whole of ShotLink, and only 9 putts been holed outside 20 feet for the whole field playing today on all so far. So that gives you some idea. You've got to play really great today. You've got to get it close and brush a couple in. And
Ryan's caddy, really giving it everything he's got for the read there, James Edmondson, who's also got Colonial as part of his own personal story, member here, and a prominent record at Colonial in his spare time when he competes here in club championships. So here's Palmer. How about that? Puts him at 14 under, his third birdie of the round. Rifers is at the 8th hole, and this is a birdie bid up the hill. A lot of rain here overnight. Some very big thunderstorms were in the area about 4 and 5 o'clock this morning, and what were originally designed to be pairings for the final round had to be adjusted to groups of 3, and these groupings off of both tees. So you thought there was going to be a Palmer-Spieth final pairing, and instead, again, because of these groupings now, Palmer and Spieth were joined by Simpson.
It's like he's doing some limbo dance just to get around, get out of everybody's way.
Look at that 3 birdie stretch by Rifers after a ill-timed bogey at the second, one of the easier holes here. So we saw Palmer live make the birdie to raise the bar to 14 under par, 1 better than Harris English. Spieth, Simpson, and Rifers are now 2 off the lead. "70 players made the cut. The cut established yesterday midday, approaching noon, about 11 o'clock in the morning actually. Made it right on the number. 70 golfers at 1 over or better. And backed up on the 8th tee, the final grouping, because here's Harris English up ahead on the green, trying to come right back and match Palmer with a birdie.
Beautiful stroke, wasn't
these
it?
guys. Well, you said no one's making any putts. Didn't have really all that much around the course to report on, but we saw 2 beautifully holed putts by Palmer and English. Meantime, this is a par putt. Martin Pillar. Texas A&M Aggie. A couple over though today. Well, you start out with a 6 at the first. That's troubling. You know you've given up about a shot and a half to the guys you're going to be in contention with. Peter Costas will be following this last group. Dottie Pepper in the grouping ahead. Let's go down to Peter now. What's it feel like down there on the 8th tee?
It's hot, it's humid, and there's not much wind today. The wind yesterday kind of cooled things off, but today it's going to be a really, really hot day.
Peter, it's a beautiful day for scoring, isn't it? It's very light breezes. Greens are receptive after that near inch of rain this morning.
Yeah, it's really soft conditions. The greens are pretty much the ball's going to land and stay where it lands, other than with wedges. They're going to have to watch the spin today on their wedge shots. This is a 7-iron now, 196, and the hole is located just barely over that first ridge in the green.
Yes, really, the course is in absolutely sensational condition. Best I've seen it for many, many a year, if maybe even the best I've ever seen it. Fairways are a real carpet. They did some wonderful renovation work in the off season as we go over to the 9th tee.
And that's English, co-leader, off the tee here with an iron.
Just trying to put something in play, 264 to the left bunker, and that'll be just fine.
English, a 2-time winner on tour. And we go back to the 8th.
I like it a little bit long and a little bit left here for this right hole location.
Yeah, this is headed left. He doesn't like it. And it just barely catches the lip of the bunker, rolls all the way across, and luckily for him, it comes back to the flat spot in the bunker. And let's take a look at that swing with the Konica Minolta BizHub Swing Vision camera. Ryan is basically what we call a shut blade player. See the face looking down to the ground at that point? And when you're a shut blade player, you have to make sure you rotate your body aggressively and fluidly through the shot. I think he might have just had a little bit too much club, perhaps. Didn't rotate his lower body quite fast enough to keep the blade from turning over. And the path was out to the right of his club face, ending up in a substantial right to left golf shot.
That's a good point, Peter. If you're not rotating through fast enough, if you had maybe a little 5 instead of the 6 or something like that. Webb Simpson now, similar ball speed, 132, similar apex. That's about average.
This is way out to the right with a 6 iron. And that's going to be stress too.
That will be stress. It will be a difficult shot if he has to come over the corner of the bunker from the rough. Lots of pins tucked over in corners today. Many, many within 5 yards of the edges and the backs. But the greens are perfect. Rolling around 11.5 to 12 today, Peter. Just a little less fire after the rain.
Yeah, they're really speed that I think you can make some putts. Now Jordan has a 6 iron as well. Well, we've gone left, right. Now this is left again.
Oh, that's way left. Ooh, that's 20 yards left, Peter.
That's over the bunker and up near the gallery.
Well, he's got plenty of green to work with, so as good as he is around the greens, I'm sure he'll get that up and down. As we go over to 10.
Hunter Lahiri here on the 10th hole. Just get that thing off the tee in the fairway. About 230-40 yards, and we'll go from there. Lahiri, he is 4 shots back. Beautiful shot. I'm taking a wild guess. He's only going to be 3 shots back after he makes that 3.5 footer. Let's go to 9.
Matt Kuchar, who made a triple bogey here on this very 9th hole on Friday. That's for birdie. And a little redemption for Cooch. Gets to 9 under par. So he's having quite a weekend of it here. 63 yesterday. Let's bring it live to the 18th Tower. Welcome, friends, along with our lead CBS golf analyst, Sir Nick Faldo. What are we going to see here today? You know, you've got the Jordan story and so much scrutiny about, well, is he going to be able to bounce back, get that win that so many people are hoping that he will. He's got so many fans out there. But then you got the Ryan Palmer for the local angle.
Great story.
A lot of emotion. We'll get into that a little bit later on. Harris English off to this hot start. What are you looking for?
I've seen a lot of nerves as well. You know, the final group, when they play exactly you've just seen down the 8th, you know, left, right, and center, and then they're all leaving them really difficult up and downs. That has that horrible, you know, that's the mode of that group right now. Then you suddenly look at Lahiri playing a couple of holes ahead, free and easy. This could be dangerous for a person like that who has a free day and goes and plays, while the other boys are getting a little bit twitched up.
How about the biggest stretch you think coming up, Nick, that could separate things in the end? What would it be?
Well, it's all good, and as I was describing, it doesn't look like it's, because of the start of the greens, very difficult to hold anything over 20 feet. So basically the best player, someone who just stripes it down the fairway, hits it inside, you know, the 20-foot circle, plays really well. So the best ball stroke, very much a la Ben Hogan, which is kind of true, would make the story, wouldn't it? That's how Hogan played. That's how he believed you should play this game. Down the fairway, hit it inside 15 feet, and then carry on. So I think that is going to be really the style of golf that maybe will prevail today.
I'll show you a little bit more about Colonial, its history. It's par 70, just 2 par 5s, the first and the 11th holes. Designed back in 1936. This is the 80th, the 80-year anniversary since it opened. And this tournament really dates back to 1946, 70-year anniversary of that. As we go back out to the play of the 10th.
Well, there we go. We counted that early, but he went ahead and fessed up and knocked it in. Lahiri now 11 under par. Not much. He's had one top 20 here on this tour this year, so he's struggling so far. Let's go to the deep darkness here on number 8.
Speaking of struggling, Webb has his hands full here.
And we'll quickly, though, grab this shot by English at the 9th.
That's a 9 iron up in the air.
Oh, my goodness.
What a time to...
Well, a gust of wind just came up. A bit of bad luck and a bad club combined.
Wow, you've got to forget this whole occasion is on 5. So just throw it in the middle of the green, use the backstop, and it's going to be hard work without no room on a pitch from where he decides to drop it.
Back over to 8.
Pretty thick over there too, Peter.
Yeah, the lie is not too bad. He has no chance for trajectories. He's going to try and bump it in low, but this was carried a little too far, and he's going to have a good 25-30 feet left for his par.
That's really where they should have been hitting the tee shots. Just keep it left of that hole, a little bit long up on that same tier. Jordan, his ball appears to be sitting down in that rough. He's trying to get a feel for it. 9.
Right first.
Well, same club. That's a 9-iron from 138, headed left.
Nice little knockdown follow through, though. Keep the trajectory going.
Back to 8.
Big wide stance.
This ball, Ian, came to rest right near a shot link stake, and the grass hadn't been mowed for quite some time, and it was really heavy and really thick.
Yeah, it looked really much longer than anywhere else right there. And he's got a big wide stance and an open face, and he's just trying to get the club to slide in underneath it. Look how long that rough is.
Just too much grass between his club face and the ball.
Like a little pillow effect. Grass between ball and face.
Actually, the best situation is Ryan Palmer in the bunker. He's got a fairly clean lie, firm sand. So he should be able to do whatever he likes out of this bunker.
Yeah, the bunkers are firm, aren't they? Especially after that rain this morning, they'll be even firmer. Oh. Wow, Nick.
Well, as I was saying, suddenly they're thinking about things.
You talked about pressure, Nick, and we talked about it yesterday. Sometimes the buoyancy of everyone playing well drags you up, but it can equally, bring you back down when they're playing poorly.
Well, you suddenly watch somebody else hit a couple of poor shots, and you think, well, I don't want to go there, and you've got to reset. And we've just seen everybody have a chop down the 8. So they're all regrouped. Hope you got to try and see the funny side of that and get to the 9th tee and then really get back in.
Yeah, Jordan has had 7 pars to start, so he with over 20 feet left for par to stay even today.
Hey, Ian, it's a good time. I got a great quote from Hogan. You know how everybody talks. These youngsters talk about fun, going out and having fun. Mr. Hogan said, "How can a professional golfer love a course? A golf course exists to humiliate you, to show you up, and to reveal your frailties." Oh my goodness.
That was his attitude, though,
Happy
right?
days, eh, chaps?
He was a grinder, that's for sure. First in scrambling, needs to continue doing it.
Well, if one of these 3 or 2 of these 3 can make these par-saving putts, that will be a momentum boost for them for sure.
None of them are easy, though, Peter, are they? They're coming across the green, and that hole's cut on a little slope over there to the right edge.
Now, and with all the rain we had last night, the greens are in superb shape. They couldn't be any better, but they are a little soft, and so footprints are going to be a little bit of a factor.
Just a fraction downhill at the end here. Shouldn't be a lot of break in this putt. Jordan Spieth. The legend grows.
As I said, they can't make any putts over 20 feet for birdies, but maybe for pars.
Unbelievable. So he was 15 for 17. He's now 16 for 18. The last couple of years, no one has holed more putts of that length than Jordan Spieth, and it's by a mile the leader in that category.
The time for that too, Ian. He doesn't know it, but Harris English up ahead in the water at 9. Palmer's putt's going to be much more difficult to hole, I would think. So he's going to gain on these guys here with that putt.
Yeah, Jimmy, you're right. He could be tied with English quite feasibly, and just one behind the lead of Ryan if he misses. as well as Ryan Palmer strikes the ball and as good as he is on and into the greens. I bet he wished he'd love to have those putting statistics that Jordan Spieth has, but then wouldn't we all? Drops one, back to 13 under. For now, one behind the lead of Harris English, but he's up ahead in the water, as we showed you. More than likely will head to the 9th with the lead. Webb Simpson's been putting a lot better this week. He's got the new style, that a la Matt Kuchar, the big long gripped putter that he puts up his left forearm, but grips the putter normally. All you have to do if you want to try this at home is add 5 or 6 degrees of loft. So you've got between 6 and 9 degrees of loft on your putter if you want to try this, because your hands will be way ahead. And he looks much more confident. Well, big change in events there for Jordan Spieth after the drop over at 9.
Well, Harris English brought the tour official in, so he's gotten the proper drop. Difficult 4th, though. That's a pretty good job, Nick.
Yeah, I like that move. Just, that's a scary little chip.
So English will try to get out of there with just a bogey. Palmer surrenders a stroke at 8. Spieth, though, finally ignites his gallery with that long par save here at the Dina DeLuca Invitational.
We'll see what English can do with his putt. Sean O'Haire now at 16. And O'Haire back 9. 1 over coming in. He made the turn in 1 under. And asking for this one to start to work. It continues to move towards this pin. Take a look. And that one worked out very well. So a chance from there inside of 10 feet. Let's see if he can pick up a birdie on the back half to even up the inward 9. Adam Hadwin now across the green. Hadwin, this one coming up well short. It's surprising. The speed just fooling the Canadian with that putt. Ben Crane now as he comes to the par 3 16th. Pin cut on the left side today. 2 under par. Crane trying to work the wand. See if he can create a little magic with this shot. Not as deep on to the green as he had hoped, so you could see it starting to funnel back to the front portion. Now Jim Herman across the green at the 13th. Beautiful par 3s on the back half of Colonial. And Herman watches as that one, a little decent lag putt, but just stays below the hole. Herman a winner earlier this year at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Quite a win for him. Back to the tee at 16. Nick Taylor, level par. Taylor trying to play a little bit of a right to left draw. And that will stay towards the front portion. Kevin Kisner now as he takes a look at a birdie chance here at the par 3 13th. Kisner sends it just over that little ridge. And that'll be a tap-in par. 4 birdies on the front, a couple of bogeys. He's had all pars on the back half. But Kisner 2 under today. That brings him into the top 15. Maybe 1 or 2 more birdies coming in, a chance for a top 10 finish. Already a winner this year, this season at the McGladrey Classic.
At the 9th, Reifers looking at birdie.
This would match the score he made here yesterday in the 3rd round.
Oh, he had some shot in here yesterday. Knocked it in there close.
He had a great run, didn't he? The 6th, 9th, and 11th holes, all for kicking birdies.
So Jordan has the tee at 9.
Yeah, this one's headed right.
So many big trees just close to all these fairways.
Oh, Nick, he got a great break. It bounced out of the rough into an area that has just been resodded. It's almost like being in the fairway.
The last 7 times he held the 54-hole lead. Well, all wins until the Masters. And we know what happened there. And now here he was with another 54-hole lead coming into today's last round. Now it's Palmer coming off the bogey.
Well, plenty of club driver. He's got to thread it between the bunkers.
Now, this is pretty good, hard down the right side, but I think with the wind in his face, it'll stay short of that bunker.
Oh, just
to the side of it. And a foot off the fairway, back up on the green. Bearing down on a bogey putt.
Oh, this would almost feel like a 4 if it were to go in. That's a darn good 5.
It is. Tied with Palmer at 13 under. Fortunate to get out of there with a 5. Skillfully done after finding the hazard with his approach. Back to Simpson on the tee at 9.
Yeah, and whips follow through. You watch this. It's getting a little bit later and later, especially on that last 6-iron.
Well, this follow through, Nick, was absolutely perfect, as was the shot.
Yeah, he threw his arms at that one. I haven't seen him do that follow through. That was brilliant.
Not that whipping motion you were talking about yesterday you so often see. It is dead center. Short shot coming in for Simpson. Palmer in English, 13 under par. Spieth and Reifers 1 back.
Par 3 opportunity for birdie here. Ben Crane at 16. Brought it in off the right side. And Crane just missing high. So Crane will clean up for par. Ben's been out of the winner's circle now for a few years, trying very hard to get things going again. One of those players that when you find out what it takes to win, then the game progresses, technology takes over, and he just hasn't been able to match the length, really, in the power game these other players have. Here's Brad Snedeker. Snedeker at 5 under. Working one of the 2 beautiful par 3s on the back 9. And he comes up just above that ridge, so we'll have a putt coming back towards that pin at 13. See how he does. And now back to 16. And another putt just over the top. Chris Kirk, our defending champion, 6 under par. He is at 13. And Kirk really responded well on the final day of play a year ago. That almost was in. Would have been a great highlight for the past winner here. Came in with a round of 66 on the final day to capture that title. Sean O'Hare for birdie at 16. And O'Hare misses on the low side. So O'Hare, surprised by that, thought he had the right read. Back to the tee, soon you'll know, at 13. Level par. And that to the high side of the green. It's going to leave a longer putt back towards that pin cut on the lakeside today.
We're going to go back to the 9th hole for the second shots. And Peter Kostis is back there. You said that there was quite a break there for Jordan.
Yeah, his ball is about 6 inches from the long rough. It's in some newly grassed over area. It's perfect. It might as well be in the fairway. No tree trouble. Back into the breeze, however, from 120.
knocked it down.
Seems to like it. Okay. Was the right side of the green blocked out for him there, Peter?
Yeah, if he'd have tried to go right, then the trees would have been an issue.
Up at the 10.
We're going to find Harris English now poised to hit it about 230, 240, get in the fairway. This hole is fairly easy today. It's playing under par, so let's get off to a good start on 10 and 11. 11's the par 5. And they're chewing that one up too, so that's kind of the flow of this 9. Now this was earlier. Kyle Reifers got that little utility club.
Yeah, same club he played off the 10th here yesterday, Gary.
You like it? He likes
Love
it.
it.
I'm all in then.
What's not to love? Good angle in the fairway.
Kyle kind of grew up too as a caddy. Caddied at Muirfield Village, where we're going to go next week. Matt Kuchar now. Hole today is in the front left, so they're just having at it. There's really nothing. If you get it down there where Matt is, it's straight up the hill. So get the ball in the fairway. There's just a wedge into where this pin is. These guys are going to be getting really, really fat on this hole today, I think. Let's go now to 11, the par 5, see what's going on.
Anaban Lahiri with his third shot at the par 5. Beautiful smooth swing, generates a lot of speed and power, and that will be just a kick-in birdie. So as Nick was saying earlier, Lahiri's just sort of freewheeling it out there in the 4th to last group. Back at 9.
And Palmer.
Switch clubs, lob wedge, 98 yards into the breeze.
Boy, he hit some beautiful shots from this range coming in yesterday. This could be, oh, doesn't come back.
Yeah, amazing.
There's a slope there too. That had prospects of being tight. What's the gallery like out there with Ryan's following, a local, and of course Jordan Spieth as well, Peter?
Well, it's about 50-50, I would say, Dallas and Fort Worth.
Here's Webb Simpson from inside 100.
And he carried his a little bit farther up the slope and got a little bit of backspin, but greens are very, very soft.
To 10.
All right, Harris English now going to take dead aim.
Dead aim with an 8-iron. What breeze there is blowing from the short side, the left side.
Oh, pulled it. Pulled it. Pulled it, Dottie. Well, that wasn't that
much.
bad. Yeah, I can't read. There was genuflecting there like he hit it in that tree that's 30 yards left. Okay, well, we'll do that again then, Harris. I'm not falling for that. You can see this season, strokes gained tee to green. That's hitting the ball off the tee, hitting the ball on the green. 10th, 103rd, so that's really good. Greens in regulation, you can see the same thing. Just having a really good week. Hopefully, he kickstart, because this kid, we figured he'd be winning a lot of golf tournaments by now. Oh, he's biting his tongue. Biting his tongue. Oh, yeah, there you go. Like I said, that just straight up the hill right there for Kyle Reifers. He's 12 under par. That could be for the tie.
We get back to the par 3, 13th, top of the hill. Soon you'll know as he tries to just kind of kiss that little ridge and then just let it funnel from there. So that putt, you just want to make sure you just barely carry it over there, and then the sloping will take over. So no, with a good solid lag putt and just have a tap in for par. Now Zach Johnson. Johnson at the 18th, his second. 159 coming in for Zach. And that working towards the flag. It's going to leave 15 feet to see if he can make that. Now back to the 13th. And Brad Snedeker to see if he can pick this up. Snedeker at 5 under par. Swing looking good. Just a ball out to the right. So Snedeker with 2 birdies on the front, and then he ended the front 9 with bogeys at 8 and 9. So he's level today. Hasn't been able to change his score. Still among the top 20. Charlie Hoffman at 18 from the right side. Hoffman with 155. The number? And for Hoffman, a little deeper onto the green, but that's just fine. Now, good putt made there. And Chris Kirk, after a great tee shot, holds that for birdie. And so it gave Kirk a chance to grab one more to get to 7 under par, just inside the top 15. Daniel Summerhays, as he works the 18th hole, finishing hole for Summerhays from 148 yards. Drove it 290. Summerhays back 9, a couple of bogeys on the card, falling to 3 over and a long putt coming up.
Spieth for birdie.
28 feet. Just come off a brilliant one on number 8.
How about 2 in a row?
Here we go.
Wow. He's got a bounce in his step anyway now, still feeding off the energy of the par save at 8, but that's going to be a 9 par first side for Spieth.
Well, he certainly believes he can make anything.
And now Palmer.
Whatever happens here, he's going to be giving Webb Simpson a perfect read.
Or slow down.
Yeah. Oops, a daisy. That's nearly 6 feet past.
To 10.
Kyle, straight up. That's just hit it.
Yeah, make sure you hit it.
Yeah, hit it. That's it. And again, he just won't go away, will he? He made a bogey, got him mad, made 3 in a row. Now he's starting off the back 9, just exactly what you want to do. 9!
And here comes Simpson off the read.
I did the same.
The speed also, he
Oh my goodness.
didn't really learn.
29-year-old Anirban Lahiri from Bangalore in India just taps in for birdie. Member of the President's Cup team last year. Young man who will represent India in the Olympics this August in Rio. So we go back to 10.
Can we get the lead? Oh, it popped. You see that thing pop? Still went in. They're killing this hole today. That ball just did an absolute double gainer there and still rolled right in the middle of the hole. Harris English, he's 14. Let's go back to 9.
It's for Palmer to make par. And you can tell how much that meant to him.
Yeah, just a little too much stress involved.
You know, Nick, he knows every sight line for every tee shot in every wind condition, and that really helps him. But he's not used to playing these greens day in and day out at this speed, I don't believe.
Well, that's true, because the break will almost double what you're used to reading for the normal pace, but at least you know which way they're going to go, Peter. That's the most important thing. So Webb's been really working hard on the Kuchar style. Chatting to him and his caddy, saying it's you know, it's that delicate blend between mechanics and just letting it flow. Doesn't want to get too locked up, but obviously doesn't want to get too loose with his wrists. Like that. Oh, that's the one when he just lags it, or it gets unanchored from his arm, and he pushes it. Oh, that hurts when you know that's your weakness, and then you do it right there.
Consecutive bogeys for him. Back to 10 under. And Spieth again records another par. To 11.
Beautiful view down one of the longest par 5s on PGA Tour. 625 yards today, Dottie.
Yeah, ideally just down the left with a little bit of a fade, but I don't think that's fading, Ian. You know, I had a chance to spend some time with him after the round yesterday, and he told me he's been working out a lot, but his key to recovery after a day like yesterday where he played 29 holes, he's been doing this new cryotherapy treatment every day. 3 minutes in sub-zero temperatures. It's a gas, and he said it's been a big difference for him.
Wow.
Guys like LeBron James even have these units in their homes.
Does he travel with some sort of a therapy unit like that, or does he?
No,
just go
he
find
finds
one?
a local place in each town.
Interesting. TCU has one here, I'm being told. At the, of course, for the footballers, the athletic department, they really have a lot harsher recovery period than golfers do.
You've got to be brave to start going one of those things to freeze yourself for 3 minutes.
I've done it, and it's not fun.
Exactly.
Oh, lovely drive there. Just 12 feet of curve. CBS TrackMan, 295 carry. Back to 10T.
Okay, let's see if we can set up a birdie with a good tee shot.
Driving iron in hand. And Gary, I think golfers need one of those cryogenic thingies just for their head for recovery, just to forget the bad shots.
Or electric shock, which is a whole different subject. That's pretty good right there. That's a 150 little marker right dead in the center of the fairway, so he's going to have a go at it. Okay, Chris Kirk. This is 190 yards today, and that pin in the ball. Look at this. Look at this. Whoa. There's a reason we showed him. What a shot that is. One in Sea Island. Okay, here's your member right here. Dues paying member.
And as you might expect from a member, it's right down the pipeline.
Okay, we can go from there.
Here's Troy Merritt looking for birdie at 16. Merritt coming across the green. And just above the hole. 2 birdies on the front, 2 on the inward half, 1 under in his round. He gave 2 back at the 10th. So that was a tough hole there, but left with just a little bit of work. Let's get to Stephen Bowditch taking a look at this putt at the 9th. So Bowditch coming down this fall line. 4 under par. 3 birdies today, 1 bogey. All pars after the birdie at 2. This from 31 feet away. Good line, just drifting off to the right. Let's see if Finau can make this for birdie. Finau to finish up with a 3. Just slightly offline.
Let's pick up Lahiri now with his second shot at the 12.
Annabelle Lahiri, natural drawer of the golf ball. And swooping it in correctly, but just not enough.
We saw before the break Chris Kirk with that shot on the 13. He did convert the putt for birdie to get the 7 under for the tournament. Log on to PGATour.com. All the complete coverage of every tournament with the web's only live leaderboard, all of the highlights and stats, everything you need at PGATour.com. Over to 10.
Peter Costas.
Pitching wedge on its way from Ryan Palmer, 153.
Perfect position there, Peter. Straight back up the hill.
You can tell how many rounds of golf he plays here, Gary. He's so quick and so confident with his club selection and shot selection.
Let's go to 12.
Oh, this looks tough for Lahiri, but there it goes.
Yeah, trying to land on a downslope.
He was 5th at Whistling Straits last August in the PGA Championship with a final round 68. Let's go back to 10.
Well, Peter, the biggest difference in front 9, back 9 scores in these groups is Jordan. He's 9 under the front and only 3 under the back. I don't know how that plays into this, but obviously he's more comfortable in the front than he is the back this week.
Well, he should be fairly comfortable with this. 141, just a pitching wedge.
Got his eyes on it and chewing his lunch. Yeah, that'll be a little sweeper there from right to left, about 20 feet.
We move out to the par 3. Ricky Barnes at 16, 1 under. Barnes coming through the front side. A couple of opportunities. Unable to convert a couple of key birdies, so he turns in 1 over. Has added a bogey at 13 and right now 2 over and off the green at the par 3. Here's Sean O'Hare at 18. O'Hare at 2 under par. And And this will come up just to the front edge, unable to get it onto the surface. O'Hare with 2 birdies on the front, 1 on the inward half. He's level for the day. Let's get to Tom Hoagie now. Hoagie in the group with Ricky Barnes and David Toms. He's at 4 under. Taking a right line, and it was close to the lake there. Had to give Hoagie just a little bit of pause, but able to get it on. Nick Taylor, he is working out of the tree line as he comes up the left side of 18, and it looks like he was able to get through, but one of those limbs just clattered against one of the hanging limbs, and that falls into that front right bunker. So an offline tee shot really costing Nick Taylor there. David Toms, winner here in 2011. This one will land softly on the right side. The pitch of the green will help a lot of these shots funnel to the left, but also falling back towards the front of the green. So it will leave an uphill putt, but they'd like to be just a little closer, as you can imagine. Ben Crane in the fairway at the 18th. Crane with 2 birdies on the front, but also 2 bogeys on the back, so he's level today. 153 coming in, and that to the right of the flag. Not a bad spot. You'll be looking at 25 feet for birdie.
Only Gary McCord can call the 10th hole.
Thank you, Jimmy. Okay, Peter Costas, here we go. The shaman stroke here of Jordan Spieth.
He saw Webb Simpson putt from a very similar line. He knows what this does.
Oh, look at that thing break right in the middle. That's how you get going on the back 9 right there. Right there. He crawls within 1 now, Harris English. Maybe that'll get him all fired up. I think that 1 on 8 probably did. And this is just get back in that saddle. Be ready for the ride. That's it right there.
Birdie for Jordan, assist to Simpson.
You can see Webb looking at him there going, oh no, not this again. He's like Steph Curry when he gets going with his 35-footers. All right, 11.
I loved his etiquette back there too, as we watch Harris English, our leader, at the 11th, the par 5.
It's a sand wedge from 120, Ian.
Okay, about 12, 13 feet for the birdie for Harris. Get to 15. You see he was just keeping the crowd quiet. Other players had to putt back here at 10 when Jordan was saying quieten down a little.
He's got a good look here to tie. Oh, how about that? Wow, that was the fastest walk I've ever seen. He knew he whiffed it, and then it got kind of close, and he tried to stop, and well, maybe it's going to go in. All in all, it was an adventure. All right, 11.
Just a few moments ago, 3rd for Kyle Reifers.
Just a little bit of a pitching wedge from 131.
Just soaring it off. Could have done without that little backspin. Was right at it at 12.
Pretty amazing triple by a family, isn't it, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Lahiri sees the par attempt slide by. He had it going pretty good, too, until he came to the 12th. That second shot really doomed him. Last hole of the day for Chad Campbell, and get this, he's 8 under for the day, and he's going to get a little read here coming up for a chance at 61. Let's go to 11.
Tee shot for Jordan, just straight down those cut lines. Anaban Lahiri made bogey over there, didn't get his shot up and down from the bunker at 12. Down the right side, 294 carry, 28 feet of draw. Perfect. Okay, back at the 11th now. Thank you, Peter. This for birdie for Kyle. One of the easiest holes on the course today. We've already seen 17 birdies at the 11th. 4 birdies, 1 bogey on the card for Kyle Reifers, to be 1 behind Harris English. Back on the tee with the big hitting Ryan Palmer.
He knows exactly what he wants to do with this ball. Ian, it's just a matter of execution. You know, Ian, when you see how quickly somebody plays, when they've played a lot of golf on a golf course and they know the shots, they don't take time to think about them and so on and so forth, it makes you think that the players may not be playing enough golf prior to Thursday to get comfortable and maybe speed up play.
That's a very good point. I've often felt that maybe 1 or 2 more practice rounds, get comfortable with the course would help. Can't always do it though, I'm sure. Harris English now for another birdie.
Well, this needs to come in at about 8 o'clock on the face of
Yes.
the clock. Yeah, it did it.
Good read, Dottie. Exactly. I like to see that clock face as well, see where the ball's entering the cup. So Harris English goes to 15 under, looking for his 3rd victory on tour. The master putter.
Sean O'Hare just in front of the green here at the 18th. He's at 2 under par. He's got that one left foot tucked back. Just trying to create a little bit of a feel for the shot. And he was hoping that that would come off of the face of the club and move left. And you could see that sloping right there. If you come off of that hill a little bit slower, it might fall towards the cup. But that one was just a bit too quick. Kevin Kisner now at 16. Kisner. Good front side, ending with 3 birdies in a row to turn in 2 under par. That is 19 feet from the flag. So Kisner has a chance to pick up his 2nd birdie on the back 9 and take it to 8 under par. Ben Crane now past the pin here at the 18th. A chance to make this one to finish up 25 feet. And it just looked like it wanted to move a little right, but flattened out. So Crane will make sure that he's not in anyone else's path. And just finish up. So Crane in with just 3 birdies today, a couple of bogeys on the back 9 to bring it back to level par. Adam Hadwin, 4 under. Easy swing here at 16. And if you can get it high enough on the green, it can start to work back to the left side. But a lot of players aiming right and landing more in the bottom center of the green. The group at 16. Next to play, Jim Herman. Jim Herman at 16. Herman back to level par. Hasn't been able to pick up a birdie. These are one of the limited field events that Herman, thanks to his win earlier this season, able to get into this event. So the first time for him here at Colonial in a while, and that's a great tee shot.
Back at 11 with Jordan 2nd.
Very aggressive layup here by Jordan, going with the 3-wood. Trying to take this over that left-hand fairway bunker, Ian.
Okay, no trouble. Just down in the rough. It gives him a good angle from there, though, Peter. It's almost front of green high. Plenty of green to work with. Over at 12, adjacent.
Yeah, this was earlier, the tee shot of Reifers.
Well, he quickly picked up the tee, and for good reason.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think I can even do the math from there.
He wins closest to the 150-yard marker. Let's go to 11.
Just an iron for Palmer.
Well, he's played this golf course considerably more than Jordan, so maybe he knows something. Although this is heading left, it needs to get lucky.
It's okay, stays in the 2nd cut. Not so bad. And once again, he knows you've got to be up the left side for that pin. At the 9th.
And, well, let's first tell you that Chad Campbell's shot in here actually, we understand, was his 3rd. So he's got this for par. Chad is one of those who shares the course record at Colonial with 61. That bogey, though, at the last hole of the day for him is going to put up 63. It was 12 years ago, back in 2004, when Chad shot that 61. Of course, he's local and practices over at Shady Oaks. Fine round there, even with the bogey. Let's get now to the second shot to 12. Reifers is up.
8-iron, 153. The hole cut on the little ledge on the back left.
Here comes English now, our leader by 2. Second shot at the 12.
It was a lie. We actually needed some help from the marshal to find 135 with a wedge.
Let's stop.
Pitching wedge.
Yes. Drifts into pretty deep into that bunker. He's not going to get any action out of that lie, that's for sure. Pays the penalty for missing the fairway. Now, these guys at 11 need to strike, Ian.
They certainly do. Peter, who'll be first to play there?
I'd be Ryan Palmer.
Ryan's farther back,
Got
okay.
106 yards. He's backed off this a couple times, I think mainly concerned about the players playing the 12th, which is not too far away from him. Great angle.
First in strokes gained tee to green so far this week. And he knew it. He just didn't get that little bit of jump, Peter, that he thought he may have got. 20 feet left for birdie. That's the difference when you get it in the rough. You can't be so as precise with the wedges.
David Hearn looking at a putt from the front portion of this green here at 18. See if you can finish up with a birdie. This is over 50 feet. Hearn with 3 birdies on the back 9, but coming off bogey at 17. And that high on the needed line. So Hearn looking at a par from there. All pars through his first 9 holes today. In fact, he stretched that out to 10 consecutive pars before he made his first birdie at 11. Now Brandt Snedeker at the par 3. This is 16. Snedeker trying to do that full rotation of the body and finish with his hands high. And that's a pretty good tee shot, especially when we've seen some of the kind of let-go swings that have hung out on the right side at 16. Johnson Wagner from the back of the green here at 18. Well, this one will stay well left. So Wagner will have to mark that. Shouldn't be too much of a concern. And let's get back to the 16th. Chris Kirk made easy work of the previous par 3. He hit his tee shot at 13 to 3 feet. And now this one working back towards the center of the green. And another good tee shot. Kirk will have a look from there. Ben Martin looking for birdie at 18. Martin on the front side started with a birdie but turned an over par. And that close to picking up a birdie here. Instead it will be a 4 as he'll come in with a 1 over afternoon and a 2 under total. Well, disappointing way to finish.
Spieth off a birdie at 10. Here he is at 11.
And looks like it'll be another birdie here at the 11th. Beautifully played. Ahead 1 to 12.
Our leader, third shot.
Well, I think he's got enough room to work with and firm, packed, wet sand.
Well, last year these bunkers at Colonial were the easiest to play out of on the entire PGA Tour.
You thought he'd do better than that, didn't you?
I definitely thought he could do it a little better than that one.
This is a little bit of a downhill lie as we take a look at this bunker shot with the Konica Minolta BizHub Swing Vision camera. No weight transfer involved at all. You're going to leave your left side supporting your body weight. Stay forward. Try to keep the club face open as it goes through. Look at the club face staying skyward. This is where you have to be very quiet with your lower body from takeaway through the shot.
Ryan Palmer outside birdie chance. He knows he needs to make it to stay close. But that'll be just a par. Disappointing with his layup, Peter. He needed to get that in the fairway.
Yeah, he backed off too many times to be feeling comfortable over that shot.
More of a long distance effort for Kyle Reifers, and it's speedy past the hole, and there it goes. All runs away in that corner.
It did, didn't it? Good 4 feet. So with Spieth in here, he's almost automatic on these, Ian, and you've got long putt coming up for English for par. Could have a little shared lead here in a moment.
Exactly, a little 2-shot swing. That putt, Peter, on the 8th really got him energized. Just turned it around.
Well, that's what we were talking about. If you can make one of those to save par after an errant tee shot, it can really get your motivation into 5th gear.
Looking for his first win in his home state of Texas. He's had 3 runners-up at the 3 tournaments: Texas Open, AT&T, Byron Nelson, and here last year. Can he make it his first victory? He's pumped. There you go. PGA Tour career, best finishes in the state of Texas. 16th, 2nd. Houston was the other one, excuse me, the Shell. 16th when he was 16. This was earlier at 11. Webb Simpson. Yeah, he finally finds the bottom of the cup with one. So Webb Simpson now 11 under, just 3 behind Jordan Spieth and Harris English if he doesn't make this putt.
Well, he's stroking it really nicely, Ian.
Not this time. And Jordan Spieth unable to get anything going that first 9. Now comes out of the gates. Birdies at 10 and 11, and he is caught up to English. And they are tied for the lead at 14 under. Reifers and Palmer just 1 behind. And we're up ahead now to the 14th.
Anaban Lahiri to get to 12 under. Kyle Reifers made his par back at 12. Good chance here. Sliding by. Makes his home down in the South Florida area when he's here in the States playing. Back over at 13.
Well, that's from the right side of that pin, and if it's over there, it's usually for a par because no one would dare go on that angle. This hole today, 192.
Spieth on the tee at 12.
Well, yesterday he had an absolutely perfect tee shot over the last bunker down the left side.
Yeah, it's only 265 to the left bunker. That's the right one you can see in the middle of the screen. It's got to go right over the gallery.
He likes this one if it's long enough, and it is. It's right in the middle of the fairway.
Suddenly found some great rhythm and balance, Peter.
A lot softer looking golf swing, not nearly so frenetic as last week, Nick.
Yeah, not as fidgety as well.
Let's go to 13.
Well, Jim, that picture there pretty much says it all. You're absolutely have pushed it if you get that thing anywhere near the flag over there. We've had 6 balls in the water today, not pointing out anything negative, but there is the water, and that's what you're shooting over.
Well, different hole here too, Peter, or Gary. It's back
tee.
Another tee box,
Yeah.
yes, and a completely opposite look. Yesterday front left, today back right.
Diabolical, isn't it, Dottie?
Well, I think you take the flagstick out of your vision and you play toward the Dean and DeLuca sign, the first D, or even toward the PGA Tour.com sign at the middle of the green. And if it happens to flutter to the right in the wind, fine.
Yeah, let's shoot to the middle and putt to the corners. One of those kind of deals.
Well, he has switched from a 6-iron to a 7-iron.
192. Where's this wind going?
It's from the player's left.
Oh, that was a full on too. Kind of likes it. It's going to go down and get that free tee. Yeah, exactly. We could all just about guess where all these golf balls are going, because this is kind of, the last hole where you can kind of lose it in the water or make some kind of funny number. About 12.
How about Ryan Palmer?
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody's driven the ball much better than Ryan through this point in the tournament, and this is just another one.
Uh-oh. Then we go to 13.
Martin Pillar, this was earlier. He's 5 shots back. You would think there where they see that 6 iron. Maybe he might be aiming at this. Oh, yes, he did, and right of the flag. I think he was serious about trying to get back into this fray, and that'll do it. That'll test your any of your weaknesses, and he performed that nicely.
We're being told that Harris English is, like Martin Pillar, going to go with a 6 iron.
I'm guessing just a little bit. Harris English, Valdosta, Georgia. I used to play in mini tours in Valdosta, Georgia, many years ago, back in the early 70s.
There you go, Gary, for eyesight's going.
Yeah, there we go. We got
Just moved the tweet.
You can pick any pair. There we go. You saw it. I'm guessing 30 feet. I'm not even going to look at it. 30 feet left. Okay. 40 feet to the left.
Up to the 18th, Troy Merritt, who had trouble off the tee. Had to take a penalty shot, now playing his 4th. This one's going to come across the green, and he did have a chance to at least hold that for par. Very good effort. And so Merritt coming off birdies at 15, 16, and 17. It's just a shame to see final hole get in the way of what was a very strong finish. He had 4 birdies over a stretch of 6 holes. He doubled 10, and looks like he'll take bogey here at 18. So through all of that, a 2-under day. And he'll just ease that in. And even though he had trouble to start, he'll be okay with that. Now to the par 3, Mark Leishman. Leishman working the 16th. Looked like he was setting up for the center of the green, then trying to draw it towards this flag. Didn't move too much. So Leishman, try and finish that up. See if he can pick up birdie at the difficult par 3. Now with Jason Kokrak and his work at 18. And it comes up short, so Kokrak trying to finish up. Only 2 birdies on the card. That came very early in the day. And he quickly discarded that golf ball. I'd rather not think about that one again. Sean Stephanie at level par. This is the par 3, 16th. And that one, an aggressive play. Stephanie takes it right at the pin. Not too many players have, but he does leave himself a manageable putt for birdie coming up.
We're at the 12th, and Ryan Palmer coming up about a yard short of that bunker.
He can get it to the green. The question is, what's it going to do when it lands?
Yeah, you got to bail out right, and the green gets very narrow.
Same thing that happened to Harris English, just able to get no spin coming out of that Bermuda rough and ending up in the back bunker. 13.
There's a probe down the hill. See if we can get close enough. Maybe get it by the hole a little bit just to give it a chance. That's going to go by about 3 feet. 12, taking dead aim.
Yeah, you're right. You've got a feeling that Jordan could put the hammer down any moment.
Pitching wedge 137. And a huge advantage being in the fairway.
Sure looked like a good pass at it.
There we go.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Suddenly dialed in. Well, it's been coming over the weekend, isn't it? It's distance control. Short game is amazing.
By the way, earlier you saw another one in there close, Webb Simpson. Very nice. But Spieth about 3.5 feet away from a 3rd consecutive birdie. Let's go to 13.
Trying to get the lead back real quick, or maybe for a minute. Oh, wow, that went to the left just at the end. Wipe the sweat off your brow and mark it. And whoa. Best guess he'll be 1 back after this hole. We can tap that in as Jordan Spieth is pretty much hit it adjacent to number 12. Well, this putt here had to look just wonderful about that point. And when he goes to his knees at about 6'4", he's getting pretty low there. All these guys up there, Jordan, English, Kyle Reifers, big tall guys. 12.
And Palmer.
Not even bothering to mark any of the balls up on the green. Nicely done.
It's like he's just out playing around with some fellow members.
He knows his lines.
13.
Well, if you want a birdie putt, there's the birdie putt. Yeah, show him what you got there. Yeah, show him. Yeah, I'm taking this hole on. Okay, double figures, 4 back. Getting excited, that's the whole deal. 15.
Lahiri in the fairway at 15 is 3 off the lead.
Yeah, flags on the opposite side of the green today. 20 on, 5 from the right. And
where's this going?
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, set, bite, do something. Oh, he came over the top. And it's in the creek. Oh, you wouldn't even be thinking of the creek, would you?
No. A tributary of the Trinity River doesn't come into play all that often, but that was way off. Back down to Simpson at 12 for birdie.
Right, just watch the back of the left hand. He has to work on it every time. Oh, you see how it changes angle? He took another half an inch. You just stand up a touch, changes that angle a fraction.
13.
Okay, Kyle, for his par. Out in the mixed. In the mixed. Here we go. Let's go back to 12.
Spieth and Palmer played a practice round together here on Tuesday, and that is not a rarity. They probably play more practice rounds together than anyone else. That's their favorite game. And here they are in the final grouping. Spieth one better than Palmer, tied with English, trying to make it one better than English to take that lead alone.
You know, Nick, week in and week out, it seems like the best putter of the best ball strikers is your winner each week.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think this young man right here is the best putter of those on the leaderboard.
It's not a stretch, is it, to say he's the best putter in the game right now?
Well, when he's doing that, absolutely. I mean, and the long ones, you know, it's all about the focus. When he gets completely into it, it has this great ability of just dialing in. And
last week through 12 holes, he was 3 over on his way to shooting 74. And today, 3 under through 12 with 3 consecutive birdies and the lead alone by 1, just as he started the day, leading by 1.
You have to have an ability to turn up your beta waves. You can actually really focus, really see the golf ball go into the hole, and it sends a great message or signal through your body.
It's a nice sand save for Palmer. Ryan pars 10, 11, and 12 and sees Spieth make birdie on every one of those same holes. Spieth the leader by 1 over English. Ben Hogan had one of the greatest swings the game has ever known, ever seen. So we go to 13.
Peter, our leader, Jordan Spieth.
Got a 7-iron, Gary, 192. Oh, he's not going to like this one.
4. Wow, now there's a miss left. That get in the bunker?
I think it's in the back bunker. And that is going to be some kind of bunker shot, because if he gets it past the hole very much, it could roll off the green.
Yeah, you don't see that much, especially from a player like that. That is wide left. I mean, that's 50 yards left of where he was aiming. Go to 14.
Dogleg left par 4, the 14th, 464 yards. 285 to reach the bunkers down the left, 315 past them, and that's perfect. Flag over on the left side of the green, and Harris English just going with 3-wood.
I think this is a wise play, Ian. Take that bunker that's pretty deep on the left side out of play.
I agree, Dottie. Get it in the fairway. Flag's really tucked in there next to that left bunker today, so short grass is essential here for the approach. Really good par 4, this one, as we go back to 13.
Well, Ryan Palmer now, Peter, does he go after it, knowing that Jordan's way left and try to make something up here?
Ooh, this is dangerous, Gary. This is on a really aggressive line.
He doesn't like it. He does not like. He knew immediately.
It stayed up.
Oh yeah, you can see it right there, right on the line. It looks like. Wow, is that lucky? Oh my goodness. So Ryan Palmer 2 shots back. This is back, and this is in the watery grave. But now he's going to kind of look up and go, wait a minute, that didn't go in. I'm still alive. Threw off the rowboat.
Jim Herman at 18. Herman trying to see if he can route this into a left pin. 1 under par. Herman with a birdie at 16, par at 17. And this one tracking nicely. And that will be within 9 feet of the flag. So Herman, even though he struggled on the front side, turned in 3 over par, has a chance to come in 1 under. Certainly will help undo a couple of poor swings earlier. Bryce Mulder. This at 16. Mulder with a good solid week. That one just right of the flag. Beautiful tee shot. 5 feet from the flag and a chance to pick up birdie at the difficult 16th. 2 birdies today, 1 bogey. He can get to 2 under in the round. Adam Hadwin in the fairway at 18. Hadwin with 141 coming in. And that hangs on the right side of the green. Doubled the 12th, lost a couple of shots there to fall from 1 under to 1 over. And hasn't really been able to recover from that since. Let's get to Patrick Reed at 16. The way he's set up, trying to draw it into a left pin. He was just looking over his left shoulder. And that was pretty bold play. Leaves it right on the edge. 16 feet for Reed. And now back to Kevin Kisner here at 18. Kisner from 140 yards. 4 under round going, even though this is still 36 feet away. A chance to hole 1 more to get to 9 under for the week. Anirban Lahiri, after a little bit of trouble at the previous hole. Lahiri dropping back to 9 under. He had built it to 12 under at one point, but a bogey at 12 and a double at 15. He'll try and get 1 back here.
This is while we're away. He didn't take
that's
any time
clean.
to play this, Gary, and I cannot believe it.
Wow. I didn't expect that. Peter, I did not expect that one.
That did well to stay dry.
He was trying to be the 6th ball in, so we've got a lot of guys here flirting with that yellow line over there. Now this his par chip. Otherwise, he and Harris are going to be back in a vaunted tie.
This is no bargain. It should be doable for a man of his capabilities.
Okay, looks like bogey is going to be his score of preference here. It's not going to help the cause out at all. And now let's go see. Harris has no idea what's going on.
And the flag is way over there, just on the very left edge of the green.
Just over that false front. That's an 8-iron. 175, Ian. Didn't like it.
Oh, just a little too cautious, Dottie. Right length. That'll probably feed back down into the right bunker. Ooh, a precarious position here for Ryan Palmer.
He knows this is a bonus. Wherever it is, whatever this does, he knows it's a bonus. Because that ball had gone in the water, he was going to make double bogey.
And he was making those practice swings outside of the hazard.
Yep.
Couldn't ground his club.
it's got a little scoot on it, and that's going to go by Peter about 4 feet. So we're having some fun here on number 13. Again, a couple of holes out here that have water that do come into play, 9 and 13. Pay attention on those two. Let's go now forward to 14.
And Kyle Reifers second, just a slight right to left slope.
Uphill as well. He switched from a 9-iron to an 8-iron, trying not to get the upshooter.
And a little bit too respectful as well, Dottie.
Sometimes off that uphill lie, you do turn it over. I think it was just a little too safe.
Back over to 15.
And we saw Lahiri hit it in the water here. This was earlier for bogey.
It's a quick 6. Wow, he's going nicely. Got a chance to post a number and then crash bang wallop that.
Just recently moved to South Florida, did Anaban, to avoid all those 20-plus hour flights from India. So he's trying to make his mark out here on the PGA Tour. Hasn't had a top 10. He's still inside top 10, tied 8th, even with that double. As we go back to 13.
Peter Costas, give me a brief on the bunker shot, the whole process, the whole setup of Jordan Spieth. What did you see there?
Well, I thought he played it fairly quickly, and it was a misread of the lie. I mean, there was no sand under the ball where he was. Just caught it thin and bladed it. Sometimes you have to walk in and nestle your feet down a couple times and get a real good feel for what the sand is like, because for players of this caliber, misreading the lie is probably one of the biggest reasons they ever mishit a bunker shot.
Yeah.
They're so good.
And in firm sand, Peter, I used to square up the club face, because if you open it up, you get too much bounce.
Absolutely.
This is just a mild adventure down the hill. Trying to get your 2-putt, get out of here. And that's going to leave Webb Simpson probably at 11 under par. We'd just about give him that in our games, wouldn't we? It's going to leave him. Jordan's going to be at 14. Harris English at 14. So 3 shots back if he can tap this one in.
We would, Gary. I'm not so sure about you.
You would give me that, actually, wouldn't you? At home?
I would give that to you,
would.
yes.
No question. You can see the angle of that putter, just a slight lean towards the target when your left arm gets out there in front and you rest it. Good way to putt. I like it. 14.
Beautifully played there.
That was just barely on the downslope. Gave him a little run out that was needed.
Came in a little lower. Make sure you keep your weight left on those downslope bunker shots. Don't try and lift them in the air.
Yeah, keep your shoulders on that same line, going with the slope.
That's a good tip. Boy, this would be a good par, Gary.
Are you kidding? He went to his knees, put his head down, pulled the brim over his eyes, didn't want to look, and he's got this for par. You'll never see a guy this excited over a par in your life. Yeah, there you go. As they say here in Fort Worth, head him up, move him on out. I think they say that in Fort Worth. Has to do with cows and stuff. Longhorns. Not sure Longhorn is a cow. I know that's a bogey, though. And here we go. Jordan Spieth, Harris English, 14 under par. 2 guys, Reifers, Palmer, they're at 13. And Webb Simpson, couple back at 11.
And this is Reifers over at 14 for birdie. As I said before, Wake Forest grad, spent 2 years on the team with Billy Haas and 2 years with Webb Simpson. Pretty good team there at Wake. Jordan and Harris lead the way at 14.
Big sprawling green here as the pin is cut to the back right. Going into the penultimate hole, Mark Leishman for birdie. And it didn't find the cup. So close. Leishman was hoping for that one. Instead, it comes up just inches right. So Leishman with 2 birdies on the back 9, denied there. Brent Snedeker at 18. And Snedeker, 159 the number. And that lands top of the green and really didn't wash down that fall line at all. So Snedeker with just 1 birdie on the back half, and he's at 1 under for the day. Not in a great spot there. Back to the 17th, Charles Schwartzel. This is a good look. Oh, he saw a lot of break in that putt, and it didn't really budge. Surprising. Schwartzel with 2 birdies on the front, just 1 on the inward half. He's 1 over today and just seemingly completely misread that putt. Chris Kirk. Ball slightly above his feet. His second here at 18. Kirk from 150 out. Also trying to bring it in on the right side and let it ride down that fall line, but it really didn't move for him. Back to 17. Sean Stephanie. And Stephanie will clean up for his par. Stephanie with a birdie at 12, with a couple of bogeys on the back half, and the round really got away from him on the front side. Sung Yul No, and this is the 3rd for No. Had to play it out of the tree line left, back out into the fairway as a little light rain begins to fall here at Colonial.
14.
Just a little earlier for Harris English, this for par.
I think helped by seeing Kyle Reifer's putt at the very end, Ian.
Good stroke, very good putter. Lovely swing, good putter. So many good players up there in Sea Island, isn't there? Play a lot of golf together. Davis Love, the leader of the pack. Good par there for Kyle Reifers. Davis couldn't be here. He had to withdraw, for injury, but we'll see him up at Memorial. So Reifers at 13. He's just 1 back. Alongside Ryan Palmer, they trail this guy by 1. This is what the yardage book shows. The caddies and players all have 1 in their pocket. 281 to the bunker. Little left, Peter.
Well, that hit the trees just over the 2 left-hand bunkers and fell down in the first one.
Okay. Well, if it's lying nicely after the rain this morning, they're pretty firm and packed down.
I mean, it came right straight down and it could have plugged, but it's okay now.
This was earlier.
No reason to look at this very long.
Yeah, he just saw that fading in there off the left side. Absolutely perfect. Right in the mayor's office there for Ryan Palmer. So it's Jordan Spieth. Can he get his first win since the start of the year? And his first win in Texas.
Top of the green now, Brandt Snedeker seeing if he can hole a long-range birdie here at the finishing hole. Snedeker right along that left edge. Runs out 4.5 feet past. Actually more than that. Looks like he's got more of a lengthier putt coming back up the hill. And he'll be faced with a par-saving putt to remain 1 under on the round. Jason Duffner at 8 under par. Duffner trying to get at this left pin. And Duffner hole high. And a fine tee shot there. So Duffner trying to line things up as he is coming off bogey at 15. This is Chris Kirk with his look at birdie at 18. Kirk from 33 feet. Much different position this Sunday as opposed to last year when Kirk was closing in. He began the day trailing Kevin Na by 3 shots and became the 7th straight player to come from behind in the final round here at Colonial. And that actually could continue with possibly 8 straight years of a come-from-behind win. We'll see if Jordan Spieth can hold him off. Chris Stroud, 6 under. 16. Stroud digging in. 2 bogeys on the front, turned in 2 over. He remains 2 over par. That finds the bunker well away from the flag. Now look at Sung Yul No, needing this for par at 18. Through a little valley there. Breaking right, he was just past the cup. Very good effort.
Going with the same club he did yesterday in the 3rd round. Just get that ball down there with a little squeeze fade.
Yeah, that's his go-to shot. That's smartly done.
Just kind of hanging around. I mean, he's the whole weekend played great golf. Just one off the lead, shared by English and Spieth. Is that going right?
Oh, yeah.
It definitely needs a bounce.
He's going to get it.
He got it, indeed.
Got away with that one. Awkward angle because it turns to the right and it'd be a little blocked visually.
14.
Webb Simpson had a 9-iron, went to an 8 from 157.
Yeah, Webb needs to make some birdies too. He's 3 back. Perfect drive, good angle in there too. Needed to knock one in a bit closer. Okay, can he go all the way, Peter? The lip not too much trouble?
No issues at all. 151, good clean lie. He can get as aggressive as he cares to based on his contact.
Just 6 of 11 fairways today for Jordan.
Does not like this contact. And it came up short of the left bunker.
Peter, off that beautiful piece you did on Hogan, all about connection. He's not connected right now after that.
No, he's slid well over to his left side, and then his upper body's going to hang back a little bit. Watch contact with this. You see he caught it a good half-inch behind the ball.
Plus he's going down a lot. He's not sweeping in away. You got to pick him out the sand. Just a touch.
It'll be a hard up and down too, Nick, from there.
You mean he'll only just make 4?
Yeah, he'll probably just get it to 6 feet. He's so good around the greens, isn't he? Beautiful pitching action. Good drive here for Ryan Palmer, Peter. Long way up, just a sand wedge?
Yeah, just a gap wedge, 132 yards. Should be able to be fairly aggressive with this. Ooh. Wow, what a mistake that is.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. We could have a little change in proceedings right here. We might have a bit of a change as we get to the last.
And our champion from a year ago for birdie at the final hole. Playing with soon you'll know and Brandt Snedeker, and Kirk will shoot a round of 69. You know, he won this last year by a shot. Brandt Snedeker in that group right there was one of those who finished and tied for second. Jason Bone and Jordan Spieth all one behind Kirk. And 9 of the last 10 years, the tournament here has been decided by one shot or a playoff. As we go to 15 in English.
Well, even despite his height, he can't see this entire flagstick. 166 covers the bunkers, 172 total.
And it's a really difficult shot to force yourself to start it so far right.
Well, Nick, I think if you miss right here, it's a mistake.
I don't mean missing right, but you just force yourself to aim right is hard work.
Now Reifers.
That's an 8-iron as well.
That's going left as well. Yeah, a little left. You can see how that green is pear-shaped. And the top corner is 5 paces in each direction.
14.
And this is what I was talking about. He has to come across the bunker, not a lot of green.
The percentage play would try to get it dead weight and maybe 3 or 4 feet right of the hole. But with this young man's short game, you never know what he's going to do.
He likes to shave the head down on his lob wedges. He puts a little weight behind the head just to bring the weight of the club itself back up. Well, it was the safe shot. Made sure he got it over the bunker, 10 or 12 feet beyond. 16 from 19 this week in scrambling. It's first.
Some of those has been done with his chip and pitch shots, but a whole bunch of those have been done with his putter.
Yeah, 4th coming into today in strokes gained putting and 6th in strokes gained tee to green. So all round pretty good this week. We show those statistics of his driver though not being great, but pretty narrow fairways, and sometimes you find yourself just off the edges. Not an easy shot now.
I'm sorry, Ian,
Go
but
ahead.
Ryan Palmer has virtually nothing here. Tell you what, I give that a 9.5 out of 10 from where he was.
It was a brave shot because he just barely carried the lip from the downslope. He's had his coach Randy Smith here with him this week, along with his mental coach Neil Smith. All the Smiths helping him out. He's a good guy, Ryan. A lot of friends and family around. Texas A&M grad from 2000. A lot of people up from Amarillo. Plays out at Vaquero and also here at Colonial, home course. They got a big game here at Colonial, a lot of good players, and that's he comes out and plays in that. Try and protect your bank balance playing in that game. Well, earlier this week we asked Ryan about the mystique of playing here at his home club at Colonial and the Hogan mystique.
He won this event like 5 times, and you know, you got the Hogan room in the main clubhouse with all of his memorabilia. So this Hogan and this golf course have so much history together, and to be a part of this club is an honor for me and a privilege. I'm very blessed to be able to be a part of this club, but to be part of this golf tournament with Dina DeLuca now, it's awesome, and hopefully we can add some history with my name there today. We'll see what happens.
Well, history it would be, and what a popular win it would be. Just a little slide by there for Webb. Realistically, any one of the two Texans there, Jordan Spieth or Ryan Palmer, would be a huge thrill for the crowds. But for the club itself, to have Ryan get his name on the wall of champions as a club member, he's going to have something to say about that. Second here last year, as Jim Nance just mentioned. But both with quite lengthy putts here, Peter Costas, for their pars.
Yes, I think Ryan will be the first to play. And again, this is a similar situation to back on 8. Just a terrible mistake with the gap wedge for Ryan Palmer from the middle of the fairway. But he can mitigate that mistake if he can make this for par.
It's not going to break that much. You can tell by his reaction there, just blocked it out to the right. A disappointing 5 after a great drive. Certainly didn't want that after the brilliant par save back at the last. He drops back to 12. So Jordan needs this, Peter, to stay tight at the top with Harris English, who's up ahead on the green at 15.
Well, we saw him do it back at 8 on a putt, perhaps a little bit longer than this. Can he do it again?
Beautiful stroke, great look. Just a fraction of right to left. At the end, does it come back? Does it come back? Yes! Pretty straight overall. Well, he'll remember those 2 par saves. Peter Costas, you were there. You heard the roars, as did we. The putt at 8 got him energized, got him going, and then that one's just keeping the momentum going.
Well, this is what we saw most of last year when he got in trouble. He saved the par, didn't make the bogey, or he saved the bogey, didn't make the double.
Take one more look at this. You can see now why Ryan Palmer missed out to the right, because it did not come back until that very last second. It's hanging out. Perfect speed. And he knew it. That was huge. 4 holes to go. Tied for the lead. Let's go to 15.
There's Reifers for birdie.
Better part of 45 feet and uphill the entire way. The steepest part actually right around the hole.
It's a good putt. Nick,
stress-free.
Nick's still shaking his head after that amazing putt by Spieth.
Yeah, you know, he has this great ability. I was thinking of the great lines of Bobby Locke. He said, you know, boys, I nearly missed that one. You know, it's either dead weight or it's dead center, and that's the science of putting now. Dead weight wins.
Got a long birdie putt. Harris English.
Given the length of it, there's really not a whole lot of movement in this putt.
Might have a big one coming back. Look at that run away from him.
Oh, right when you're tied at the lead. They're all short holes, they're all short fours, but they're just very tricky, very difficult, very narrow. Hole locations tucked away. And really awkward greens to read. If you've seen one putt today, Jordan's of course on the 8th. Hold from outside 20 feet. So you've got to be brave to get it inside 20 feet. You've got to pull off some really great shots to give yourself half a chance.
Should have a good idea what this is going to do as he watched it go past the hole. Now the comeback. Par save. Made it look easy. Harris and Jordan share the lead, and they were members together for the 2011 U.S. Walker Cup team that played at Royal Aberdeen. So teammates and now challengers, co-leaders. Spieth with the tee shot at 15.
Yesterday it was a 3-wood. Today it's a driver.
He wants to try and get it left to center. Yeah, there's a much better follow through today. Keep that head still and you can then sling your arms through.
He's going to love that position. It's a difficult hole to find. You can see how it's just wedged in there in that little back right corner. But he's going to have a short iron in there. Energized early on that front nine, if you will, by the par save at the 8th. This is another one. Gives him the big boost. Saving par at the 14th.
This from a moment ago. Mark Leishman looking for birdie at 18. A chance to get to 8 under par. Falling putt 20 feet away. And right along the left edge. He has burned a couple of edges here of late. Just 2 birdies on each 9 for him. And a 1 under round. As he'll look to finish up with a par here. Anirban Lahiri. This is 17 and a chance to get back to 10 under par. Lahiri passing by on the left side. Very close. So Lahiri will have to take par here. He has really enjoyed his work around Colonial. So he loves the golf course. Sean Stephanie is for birdie. Chance to get to red figures. 19 feet, and that one falls in off the front edge. What a tough front 9 he had. And he'll just be happy to have a birdie at the end. There was not much to celebrate early on. Through 11 holes, he lost 7 shots. Patrick Reed off the back edge, and that one just cruising past. Here at 17. Charles Schwab for par here at 18. And that misses on the right side. So with that, Schwartzel wrapping things up. Big smile from the South African, even though he had bogey at 18. Mulder now at 17. And Mulder picks it up there. at 17.
Rifers on the tee at 16. Are you seeing a lot of action around the hole here today, Gary?
Not really, Jim. This is on the left-hand side, and this green has the most slope of any of the greens out here. So if the guys bail to the right, which they should, the bunker on the left is no good. So they bail right in. You got a big swooper, a big putt that hangs on this hill, and it's going to curve 3 or 4 feet. And there's just really nothing going on here. So look for solid pars and get out of here.
Well, that is the same club that Martin Pillard hit just in front of him, an 8-iron, and got it to just under the hole high.
That's no good there, Duddy.
No good.
That's across this green with a big slope right to left, and there's not many birdies from there, and a few pars maybe. Yeah. Just going to throw it away right there as he threw away that tee, maybe.
Well, that's a putt that gets faster as it starts to turn, and that's never any fun. Now, same club for Harris English, 8.
This guy's just a solid player. I just, won a couple of times. Last year, 29 events, I mean, 24 cuts. He's just there, just constantly there. Look at the graphic up there. Do you think he likes this hole? Not much. You want to take on the hole, but you can't take on the bunker on the left. And that's where everybody hits it. Now that's just a big swooping putt right to left. We'll see. That gentleman right there, Harris English, he's tied with Jordan Spieth.
Anirban Lahiri, after coming through the 17th, now his second here at 18. Lahiri, a drive up the left side, 140 coming in. And that finds a good spot on the green. And Lahiri with the chance to add a birdie on the back 9 to get back to 3 under par and 10 under overall. Matt Kuchar just through the green here at 17. Clubhead disappears in that rough. Picks it out nicely. And so Kuchar a chance from there. Patrick Reed in the fairway at 18. And also about the same distance from the flag as Lahiri. Chris Stroud at 17. Stroud trying to line this up. Stroud had just a difficult start to the day. Nothing much going right on the front side. 2 bogeys going out. The rest pars. He's 2 over today. 15 feet here. Back and through, and that one is in. A birdie on the back half to at least help a little bit. Gets him back to 1 over on the round.
We are live at the 15th, and Jordan Spieth, the co-leader.
Gap wedge from 120. Again, another green light situation for him.
Well, such an impressive tee shot to set him up for this shot.
Okay.
Yeah, had a chance to get a little closer than that.
About 20 feet away from birdie, and back here live in the 18th tower. And what about what you're going to see over this next stretch of holes? What would be the pivotal moment, do you think, between 16, 17, and 18?
No, I think it's the speed factor now. I think the players following know that Jordan's got this great record, 5 out of the last 6 wins. Of course, the one I'm talking about was the Masters, but 54-hole leads. He goes on and closes, and I think he has that kind of the players hear it. They know about these putts going in, and I think he's got that little bit of aura about him, how to finish it off.
Meanwhile, 16.
That was a strange-looking prod, wasn't it?
It was.
What was that, Dottie?
The lie was not crazy, Gary. I have no idea. But it's 12 feet for par. We do know that.
He's pointing down at it like it was something bizarre. I don't know.
From the very front right edge, Bryce Mulder taking a look at a long putt here. I'll have to bring this across the green. 73 feet, and that's about 76, so it leaves 3 feet coming back up, and Mulder can finish up the day with a fairly clean card. A lot of players have a lot of squares on their card as they come through Colonial, including a trip through the horrible horseshoe. But for Mulder, just 2 birdies today and 1 bogey. And this from above the hole came in from 142 out and leaving right at 15 feet. Makes that putt to finish up the round. And so Reed with a birdie coming in, 2 on the front side, none on the back half until now. And that's why you saw him just kind of wave the hand. He had burned a couple of edges, was close. So Reed wraps up the day.
All right, for the lead, Harris English. 22-footer, right to left, hard to make.
Hard to get the speed and the line matched up.
If you hit it hard from there, it gets rolling. You can see a little bit of that slope from over here on pin high to the right there. See a little bit of that slope, and it just keeps going with the slope, and that'll run by 3 or 4 feet. So they pay attention to that, and that's why there's not really many birdies here. No good. And this was, Dottie, go back and look. I don't know. It was a good lie. And
It was.
I don't know. Okay, look at it.
My thought,
what
Gary,
was
was that
that?
he was just trying to scuttle it down there and get it rolling like the putt so you can lob it up there and let it gain some momentum. But like you said, there might have been a little flinch in there.
But look, he's laughing at it. The lie looked good. He got so steep on that thing like it was a buried lie. Maybe, you get to this point, maybe you think those lies are buried. Hallucinogenic there. Just, I'm going to pop it right in. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. All right. That was a great bunker shot, Dottie. Got it right where you wanted to put it from.
Always looked like a 3.
Always did. Seeing things in the bunkers. I got to find out. I got to ask it because he looked down at that thing and kind of went, whoa, what was that? 15.
Here's Jordan.
Walked in very quickly when Webb Simpson hit his putt to see what it did for the last 3 feet, and it didn't do much.
Chance to grab the lead alone.
He lets it flow nicely, though. Just came off the first 6 feet, didn't really do what he intended. Now, does he push for a birdie down the last 3, or does he just hang on to that and see what happens?
This was earlier Ryan Palmer.
Had his approach shot out of the right rough, really had no chance of stopping it on the green, taking on the flag, which he did.
He needs to make this one coming back. He's 2 behind. Just 3 holes ahead. Can't lose sight of Spieth and English. That would be the danger if he misses this. Oh, he's made some fabulous return putts. Another one there. But no birdies on the second side for Ryan.
New set of clubs in the bag last week. Everything new.
If you're a natural fader of the ball, Ian, why are you teeing it up on the left-hand side? And this is definitely a fade off this 17.
It is the tree there that's about 150 yards ahead of the tee. That one there on the right. That definitely kind of guards your view. So you want to fade it down over the people's heads towards that bunker. Looked like just a 3 or 4 iron down the middle. Perfect place. The further you can get it to the left side of the fairway today, Dottie, it's a better angle for this flag.
Yeah, that flag's cut just 5 off the right.
Just adjacent, not far away from 17T. This was just a moment ago, finishing up out upon Lahiri with a birdie putt slipping by. You go on and knock that in for a par, a round of 68, and he'll have his first top 10 of this season. He's actually tied 7th. Back to 17.
Looked like a fade swing for Harris English there. Maybe we can have consecutive Georgia Bulldogs winning. Chris Kirk from University of Georgia winning last year. Harris English, you never know. That's perfect. Back at 16.
We got Webb Simpson just a moment ago. Look at that flang. That was the old helicopter hook. If you can ride that hill, ride it right there. Look out. Excellent shot. There's only been 2 putts made out of side 15 feet from the right-hand side. The birdies, only 7 of them here today, have made from that range right there, about 4 or 5 feet. That was an excellent shot. Jordan, that's the exact same flight you've got to get. Let's see if he does it here. Peter Costas.
Well, it was a 7 for Webb. This is an 8 for Jordan.
Doesn't want to get pinned high. He wants to get underneath it. How do you like it, Peter?
He's liking this, I think. He's got to move a little bit to the left.
Yep, underneath the hill a little bit. So that'll be a little twister right to left up the hill. But he gives himself a nice chance. Very good shot. You cannot hit in that left bunker, especially this time of the day. Sunday, late, tide.
Ryan Palmer also pulled an 8-iron.
Ryan likes to cut the ball, so this is not going to be his favorite position here, Peter. That pin on the front left, a little visualization right there.
Well, there's not much left for him to do but take dead aim at this point in the proceedings.
See what kind of curve he puts on it. Not much curve at all. That looks just look dead straight. He pulled a little bit. No, excellent. That is straight up the hill right there, and that is going to be a great look. He is 12 under. He is 2 shots back, trying to get himself fired up.
Back at 17. Kyle Reif is second.
Well, Ian, the tree was blocking his view, but not the flight of the golf ball.
Okay, pretty good. 12 feet for birdie, straight putt. Nicely done. A little bit of rain this morning. Green's holding nicely. Not much breeze to speak of. Harris now.
Just a wonderful angle here. 144 covers the bunker. 152 total.
Just aim it at that ball. It'd be perfect.
Yeah. Tugged it.
Now, that's going to come across a little ridge there in the green. That won't be so easy. Not a lot of movement in the putt, but speed will be tough. Back to 16.
Well, Peter Costas, I thought it was a good play to hit an 8-iron to make sure he kept it off this ridge, so he have a pretty straight putt. And the way he putts these 20-footer, I kind of like this. He can hit it hard, straight up the hill.
Yeah, he can be aggressive with the speed. It's going to move a little bit left.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Putting for him is nothing more than a fundamental life skill. Nice one to have when that's your business. That put a damper on a lot of guys right behind him, wondering. This always looked like it's climbing, it's climbing, it's climbing. I thought it was going to be a little short, but it just continually rolled down. It was perfect. And that all has to do with the club selection. He took an 8 to keep it underneath the slope.
But notice once again, Gary, how it goes in dead center, dead weight. I mean, it's just phenomenal touch.
He's a shaman with that thing. Got to make this now, yeah. And I would say Ryan Palmer now 3 shots back, 2 holes to go. His chances are getting slimmer. You can do the math, but they're getting slimmer. Jordan Spieth with that putt. A 1-shot lead now, 2 holes to go. Let's take a look at it again. Seems like we see that every week. Now, after he stuffed that iron in there, Webb Simpson now for his birdie. Okay. Got him to 12, 3 back. Heck of a shot he hit, and it rolled right over the right edge. Let's go to 17.
Big putt here for Harris English now. Dottie, they know what's been going on back at 16.
Oh, the roar was unmissable.
Not one of his better putts today for Harris. It's not easy coming across that ridge from that range. But yeah, there's a little screen. Well, it's a large screen, but one of the smaller, larger screens up here near 17. And they showed a replay of it, and caddy saw it. Brian Smith was watching. So they know what's happened.
Jordan going with an iron, and it's not his driving iron. It's probably a 4-iron.
Calling for it to hang on.
Well, it hit in the rough, bounced back out in the first cut, and
not too
those
bad.
things have to happen.
Yeah, Peter, that's not too bad. It's lying quite well, and it's a great angle in. Now, you would think now that Jordan has a 2-shot advantage over him, he must make this.
Everything around that hole says it should go to the right, Ian, and it refused.
I think seeing Harris English's putt break so much might have put him off a little there, Dottie.
Agree.
So Kyle Reifers will go to the last at 13 under par, but 2 back. Must birdie. He's been playing well. 3 top 10s this season, 2 of them right here in Texas, and there'll be another one today. Now Harris to remain 1 behind. Straight in. He looks pretty calm and relaxed, doesn't he? Having a ruling down here, Dottie, at 17.
Yeah, Martin Pillar played a second from the fairway bunker and hit it through the build-out beyond the green, actually just beyond your tower. And Mark Dusbovic from the Tour is in there to give him relief from the obstruction. Slugger White is also here. So English and Kyle went ahead and played.
Okay, and he will be sort of hole high now. He's dropped it well back. This was the iron shot from the tee for Jordan Spieth. Left of the bunker. Ooh, might have caught someone in the foot there. Plenty of green to work with. Decent lie.
Been a day of mostly misses to the left for Martin. Played out of a lot of fairway bunkers. That's a really good effort there.
But another good week for him, Dottie. If he can knock that one in, remain at 10 under par, that's outright 6th. Jason Duffner made a very nice putt here a couple of groups back to go to 9, as did Chris Stroud. Seen a lot of putts hold. Final grouping of 3 making their way up the fairway. Great short par 4, the 17th. Tiny little target between the tree canopies and the bunkers up there guarding the front of the green. And then they fire down the opposite direction with the dogleg to the left at the 18th. Jordan with 3 runner-up finishes in the state of Texas, looking for his first victory. And this would be his 8th victory on tour if he would go on and win today before the age of 23. Pretty impressive stuff. Everyone okay? He asked.
Martin had his best finish of his tour career at San Antonio just last month. And Ian, this is really important for a guy like that who's always trying to improve his status, get into invitationals, get into the bigger events.
I agree, Dottie. Just doesn't break from there. Pretty straight, certainly inside the hole needed. And playing in the last couple of groups, the more often you do it, the more times you play with the better players, it just builds the confidence. Seen him a lot in the last month. Had a special exemption to play here, and will be in again next week at Memorial. So he drops back to 9, but still that's a tie for 6th. It's a pretty good place. Might have been a little bounce off the tennis shoes there. Gives the guy a signed glove.
Call that a favorable kick.
Yes. A little soft shoe shuffle there. Got it back in Here you go. Jordan Spieth had 14 as 22-year-old and younger, wins on tour. Tiger Woods 7, Jordan Spieth 7. Today would be 8. Very impressive. And a huge legion of fans out here today watching this final group.
Well, he's got 165 yards, and this is a 9-iron, Ian, so it should take over out of play.
You would think with the 9-iron at that distance, Peter, left of the pin would be the wise play.
Like I said, it brings over into play. That was a jumper from that line.
Wow. That flew 175, 180, he just said.
Just pay particular attention to contact, because this is what's going to happen when you get just a little bit of grass between the club face and the ball. He was sitting down in that first cut. That's just a quintessential flyer.
Was it a slight downslope too, Peter?
No, it was okay. It was pretty level, maybe a little bit ball below his feet, but it just shot out of there.
He was shocked. Said to caddy there, Mike Grella, "Man, I flew that 180." Let's go to the last.
Never know. Rifers. Oh, it's not what he needed here.
Yeah.
He needed a draw, not a pull hook.
Well, he's set up for a fade and tugged it left. That might have hit that first tree squarely, and it's.
We're hearing, Nick, that the ball dropped straight down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You see that tree. The odds on getting through that one are slim.
Got his Arnie umbrella on his cap. Now, English. One behind Spieth, who is in a ticklish situation. Right behind him at 17. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Tug City. Maybe going to get away
Oh,
with it.
he's just going to get away with it.
Oh,
Wow, that's a.
buy a lottery ticket.
Okay, he's in a position to strike. There's the glove that Marshall received from Jordan Spieth over at 17. All right, Ian, drop time over at 17.
Yes, Jimmy, he was up against the marquees at the back. That shot, Peter, was right over the flag, wasn't it? It was perfectly behind the flag.
Yeah, it was just a flyer, and now he's going to get a little bit of a break because this nearest point of relief is to the left, and he'll have both an uphill lie and working back uphill on the green, so it should help him control his distance.
A little more of an upslope as well with the green, and it's kind of a bearish lie. He might have to play that like a bunker shot. Rifus is down in the rough there, left on 18. That's the 18th green in the background. He's looking to see if there's some sort of drainage ditch or reason for a break there. Gary Young, PGA Tour official.
The question they're looking for is if this, or looking to answer, I'll go back to 17.
Right back, Dottie. This is, if he can trim this with an open face lob wedge and get a little bit of spin on it, just depends on how firm that ground is underneath.
He's got actually a pretty good lie that should allow him to do whatever he wants, and his practice strokes all looked like he was going to play just a little pitch it on the green and let it run on out type of stroke.
Perfect. Perfect! Is he any good? That was unbelievable.
That even winded him in.
I think we gave away the shot of the day about 30 seconds too soon.
I think so too. That was unbelievable. Ryan Palmer just gave him a friendly kick in the backside. Get off the green. Come on, give us all a chance. Well, He just trimmed it nicely, just on. I think that Marshall up there with the signed glove in his pocket's pretty happy right now too. Thanks indeed. Can't believe it himself. Get out of here.
Yeah, I like that leg. You know, it's a little tight, quite easy to just give it a nice little thump. And as you said, Ian, he was looking for the edge of the green and then just release it down. He has his ability to see it, land, roll, go in. That's the way you got to do it.
We heard a great roar last week on the 17th green when he holed a putt on the Saturday, and that was equally as loud. Just chipping out, Kyle Reifers at 18.
Yeah, he was asking for relief from a newly sodded area, but it was determined that it was not loose and had to play the ball as it lie.
Wow. So that really kind of
sent some shockwaves, didn't it?
Yeah, not half. He's got to make 3. You got to be really brave with this shot. The flag is way over here. Look at this in the corner there.
It's just a full pitching wedge.
Staring it down. Get up a little bit.
It's right at it.
Yeah.
But it's outside 20 feet. We haven't. The only man holding outside 20 feet is, of course,
he's
this
made a
man.
few of them. Yes.
Mr. Spieth.
Wow. Be replaying this for years to come, you got to think. Jordan Spieth saddled up here for this second side. Put together a highlight package not to be believed. Third shot at the 18th for Reifers.
Just 105 yards, trying to give himself a putt for 4.
Such an awkward hole location to just be brave on.
But this is an important shot right here. You can find danger if you bury yourself deep in the forest on the left-hand side.
Well, downwind from the right should help this turn a little bit to the left. Going with the fairway wood.
Perfect. How good was that?
Just wants the 1 yard fade. And it was 2 yards of fade.
Final round scores in the last 5 events. See what he's done. This being his 3rd start since Augusta. And he went from Augusta until the Players' Championship before he competed again. Miscut there, was in contention last week. Had a bad Sunday round. And now he's on the precipice of winning in his 3rd start after failing to finish the deal at Augusta. Now up on the green at 18. Pillar.
That would have gotten him back to even par for the round and double digits for the week, but it's still another good event.
We mentioned yesterday how Jarena Pillar, his wife, who is now a rising star on the LPGA Tour, she's been out in this gallery all weekend. Now we're live with Reifers, and they'll have that remaining for a 5. If Harris English is going to put any doubt in the final outcome, he's going to have to find a way to knock this one in from long distance.
With the exception of Jordan Spieth, there just haven't been many long distance putts made today.
Yeah, he's made up for the rest of the field.
Yeah,
Donnie.
exactly.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, I said that earlier on, Dottie. There'd only been 9 players that hold anything outside 20 feet all day.
Yeah, if you look at the numbers from last year at this event, this was the second most popular event to hold putts from over 20 feet. Just hasn't been the case.
It's a great try.
Wow, was that a good run at it?
Look at that.
So all Jordan needs now is a 5. 66 today for English. It's going to be his best finish of the year. He was 3rd in Phoenix at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Weekend rounds of 64, 66. Jordan, this stretch of holes where he birdies 10 and 11, he has that up and down for a bogey at 13, which was huge. Did not surrender 2 shots there. Up and down for par at 14 with a brilliant saving putt. The birdie putt at 16 that had so much break to it. Then the hole out at 17. This is going to help erase a lot of those out there who doubted him. And how will he come back from what happened at Augusta? In fact, entirely too much talk about that to me. I asked you about it yesterday. And I asked you if you had heard a lot about it, and later on you said, I know what you mean now. We've all heard people that think we are around these guys, which we are, and have a handle on how they'll recover. My stock answer was he's 22 years old. There's so many big things still to come for him.
Absolutely. He had a rough month. Of course, he would not get the monkey off his back from the Masters because that was a major.
Right. He's going to still have to do it at a major.
Yeah, he had 1.5 arms back in the green jacket, but he got completely outplayed playing with with Jason Day at the Players, and his first real hiccup last weekend with the lead and shot a bunch over par, and now he's righted everything.
That would be awesome. It's just a good solid one of these. What's the number of the hole? For 66 hole. It's a perfect club. Yeah, it's a good club.
Yeah, the 66 is good. Just go 20 feet right, 15, 20 feet right. That's all you need.
Well, it's another 9-iron, the same club he used last hole.
Wow. He's got a little upslope. Be surprised if this gets there.
He knows it's over.
He likes it. He sure did. How far has he pounded? He is pumped up. Everything. Adrenaline to win. First time in Texas. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's very cool. Check out this highlight reel, okay? He had opened with 7 pars. Looked like he was going to give up a shot at the 8th. And this finally jolted his round to life.
Yeah, 32 feet for par.
He would par the first 9 holes, but then at 10, he got on the birdie track right here. This was his second shot at the 12th. He also birdied the 11th, par 5. Pitched it in about 3 feet away, made it. Another birdie here at 12. This was a big one. 14. It's the ones you talked about.
Yeah. That's when and this is fantastic. Just watch how the golf ball rolls. He reads the midpoint. He looks for a high point in the middle of the round, in the break. And he was completely engrossed in everything. How about this? This is out of this world.
Well, the one at 16 gave him the lead by 1, but this is the highlight that will define it all. The birdie at the 71st hole. And then the clincher.
Yeah, just a solid hold off fade, and he loved it. Exactly what he was trying to do for safety.
2 putts from there would mean a final 9-31. There he is, flanked by Michael Greller, who's been just a tremendous asset to Jordan in all of this almost indescribable success. Before his 23rd birthday, you saw the graphic. He's going to have more wins at 22 or younger than even Tiger. Hard to believe. Palmer throws one in here. Look out! That would have brought him to 14 under par. That would have tied second had it dropped. And I know Spieth, I saw him looking back there. He was rooting for that one to go in. This is going to be a Texas-sized salute right here. Well, let's just enjoy it. Everyone snapping away, wanting to be able to prove I was there, captured the moment. It's going to be his first professional win in his home state. And again, he's going to win in his third start after the tremendous letdown of the Masters. You mentioned on Palmer's shot, he was rooting for Palmer's to go in. Look at that.
Yeah, it doesn't mind because he's just gone birdie to give him a full shot cushion. That's why.
Remember last year at Whistling Straits when he was cheering on the putt at the 17th hole for Jason Day?
Well, I think it's when you're relaxed and you have this knowing, of how great you're going to be. Well, you can just take it all in. You don't have to get twitched up about it all. Just enjoy the moment, because boy, you having a great moment.
Webb Simpson, just off the front edge, is in third alone right now. It's improbable, but if he hold it, he would pull even with English for second.
Yeah, it's 20, was it 70, over 70 feet. Keep going. Okay, good pace.
Very good putt. Make that to come in at 13 under, which likely will share third with Ryan Palmer, who has that little one left for birdie, which would mean Reifers would fall back to fifth alone. You know, after what happened at Augusta, I don't know if you saw it, but Michael Greller, who's an old school teacher in the state of Washington, he posted a message to all the people who were feeling so badly for Jordan not being able to win that second green jacket. It was a beautiful message. I'm going to read you part of it here. It says, "Don't feel sorry or sad for us. We won't get stuck in this moment, nor should you. We will work harder, fight harder, and be better for it. We will bounce back as we have done many times. This isn't life and death stuff. There are far greater struggles that exist in this world than not winning the Masters. We are beyond blessed to do what we do. And we are grateful to work alongside the greatest golfers and caddies in the world." And here is his man now. Oh, not going to do it again, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Brilliant.
The joys of I cannot miss. I tried to, but I can't.
Did that really just happen? That is amazing.
Wow. Yeah, 34 feet, Jim.
Wait, it looked longer than that, didn't it? So 3 birdies to open the side, 3 birdies to close it. Runs the table there, Peter Kostis, 16, 17, and 18.
Some pretty spectacular stuff, I can tell you. What a difference a week makes.
I tell you, all 3 of them, too. Very unlikely birdies. I mean, what are the odds on any one of them?
Yeah.
That put at 16. You know, there's so much slope there. You're not going to make that 5% of the time. Hole out at 17, 35 feet at the 18th. Simpson gets his par. Updated FedEx Cup standings. Jordan with the win is in third position now behind Jason Day, Adam Scott, and Ryan Palmer now. He's not going to do anything careless here. For a tie for third. Well done. That's for his dad, his father Butch, who passed away last August, who loved coming to this tournament with his son more than any other. Let's go down to Peter Kostis.
Thanks. I'm here with our champion, Jordan. I know you wanted to be, you wanted to get the monkey off your back to win your first tournament in Texas. You finally done it. what a spectacular back nine. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's as much as you play it off, that's a tough hump to get over. Coming back from Augusta and to do it, in our third tournament back. Michael was fantastic. This whole week kept me so positive. I feel very blessed to win in front of our home fans too. I mean, what a great week.